Okay, it's not an easy thing to do, so my thanks and my admiration to our 3 volunteers. And hopefully it's just started some curiosity on your part about, okay, I know what to do with my cello, my violin, what have you. What do you do when it's just you speaking and communicating to an audience? Whatever the audience is, a concert audience or the audience that you're trying to get to invest in something that you are involved with. So this is the second part of this workshop. And we have 3 more volunteers who I'd like to come on stage. Carlos, Hector, and Xavier. You can use the pens and the paper here, and you can use the desk because you'll need to do a bit of writing, okay? Okay, this is an exercise not just for them. This is an exercise for you as well. So if you've got something you can write on, or if you've got an iPad or you've got an iPhone that you can use, please do, because I'm going to call on you as well. It won't just be them. And this is a little workshop in how do you plan a career. And I believe planning a career is all down to personal reflection and knowing yourself. Personal reflection and knowing yourself. So I'd like you all to answer these questions. I'd like you to write down your answers, and I'd like you, when I finished this little section, I'd like you to share the reflections that you have committed to paper. Is that okay? They have had no foreknowledge of this. This is completely improvised. We have never worked together before, have we? No. Okay, so if you want to think about these questions. So the first question is, where are you as an artist? And this question is really about, if you look at it on a scale of 1 to 10, number 1 would be, I have got so far to go, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do it. That would be number 1. And then the arc would go to number 10, which is, I can play better than Lang Lang. I don't know why the artist managers are waiting. I am ready. Okay? So that's the arc. So where are you when you look at that scale of 1 to 10? Where would you put your artistry at the moment? Okay? So you think about this, make a note. Second question. What are the 3 things that you have learned about yourself in recent years? It might well be that you have learned how to overcome your nerves when you're performing. It might be that you have learned how to get on with your colleagues and peers better. But what is it that you feel you have learned in recent years about yourself? Then what are your skills? And this is how I'm going to define skills. Skill is something that's measurable. So you could say, well, my skill is I play the violin. Absolutely. That's a skill. It could be that your skill is creative writing. It could be that your skill is communicating really well, or negotiating as well as Paganini. That would be a skill. But what are the 3 or 4 or 5 skills that you feel confident that you have established in yourself? Then, what are your traits? And by traits, I mean character traits. How would you describe yourself? Would you describe yourself as passionate, empathetic, funny all the time, happy disposition? How would you describe yourself? The interesting thing about that one, when you look at your character traits, is that your image of yourself can be very different to other people's image of yourself. If I said to my wife, for instance, who's sitting at the back there, if I said to her, I consider myself to be happy, gregarious, chatting all the time, she would go, wouldn't you? So what are your traits? What are your character traits? Then what are your goals? And what are your values? And your goals could be, well, I'm going to master the 24th Caprice of Paganini. Or I'm going to write that first movement of the string quartet that I've always been thinking of. Or I'm going to explore modern literature. But what are the 3 or 4 or 5 things that you see as your goals, your personal goals? And then what are your values? What do you value in your life? What do you value in the world? It could be that you value, let's say, democracy, or freedom, or the right for everyone to have education, or the power of music. What are the things that you value, that you would see as guiding principles helping you in your life, that may change over periods of time, but are real foundations in how you think about things? And then what do you want to do with your life and talent? And then how do you apply that to your contribution to the world? What contribution do you want to make to the world? What contribution do you think you can make to the world?